Good evening, Bhante and all Kalyana Mita Sukhi Hontu. I'm Aliana and welcome to Sutta Discussion Day 51 by Bhante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima. Tonight we are going to discuss the second session of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is the fifth sutta from the total of 10 suttas that have been chosen by Bhante Chandima for this sutta discussion. For those who have missed our previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amapadana's Klang Facebook page and YouTube channel, where we have uploaded the previous 50 classes there. The Sutta discussion Zoom class is always open. Therefore, whoever who wishes to join the class where we can engage directly with Bhante can contact us on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amapadana Klang's Facebook Messenger. We are always welcoming newcomers. Now, please allow me to introduce about our speaker. Bhante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima currently is the Senior Advisor at Sutta Canada, a virtual Dharma organization that helps beginner as well as expert students in learning Dharma in variety of ways. Many people are interested in Dhamma Pariyesana, Sotta's most acclaimed interview series, which Bhante conducts on regular basis. You can check on Sotta with the link www.patisotta.blogspot.com. Bhante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima earned his PhD in Buddhist Studies in 2015 from University of Sri Jayawardenepura in Sri Lanka. From 2012 till 2015, Bhante served as Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada. And in 2016, Bhante was a research fellow at the Center for Studies in Religion and Society of the University of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Now, without further ado, we welcome once again Bhante, and thank you very much for the wonderful talk. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Aliana. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome back to Sutta discussion, day 51. I was at Klang Temple just last Friday. Couple places, and then I talked to devotees over there. So that was wonderful. And I was in Malaysia just a couple days ago. So I think we have new folks here, I guess. So I would like to welcome back everybody. We have Aliana, Lim, Brother Wu is back after some time. Great.
Yeah.
And
Absent for a while.
Okay. And we have Kim. We have Na, Trinasa. We have Na 1, 2, 3. Na Yin Shin, and we have Bi. I think she's here for the first time, I guess. Yeah. We can't hear you, Bi. Are you saying something to us?
Today is my second lessons with you.
Second lesson? Oh, sorry.
Okay. The 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, because we did not have the class last Friday because I'm in the temple there in Klang. Yeah. And we have Sita, and we have Kim. So I guess a couple more might be joining. However, we're gonna be heading to our session today. So the week before last Friday, that means the Friday before last Friday, was the day that we started the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. And in this and that session, we had an introduction about the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Today we are continuing with the Sutta's contents. So before all of that, we're going to pay homage to Buddha. Let's pay homage to Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay, great. So, I think all of you have the link. Is it correct? All of you have access to the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta link that I shared through Aliana on the WhatsApp page. We'll be going to look at it just to get it started. Oh, host disabled participant screen share. Yeah. I think Lynn will be kind enough to share, give the permission to share. Oh, great. Thank you. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is where we started. Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Now, Dhamma means the doctrine, and Chakka means wheel. Pavattana means setting, what do you call, continuing, or I would say setting in motion. So setting the wheel of Dhamma in motion, right? So the idea here is that the Buddha wanted to set the wheel of Dhamma in motion, I would say, keep it continuing, turn it in motion, right? That was the purpose. So I think I shared with you how this happened historically. He was a little bit reluctant to teach. This is what we learned. But some may suspect this idea because he knew that what he could do. But then Brahma Sahampati approached him, Mahabrahma, and then he said, Bhante, don't be reluctant to give Dhamma to people. There are lots of people who have defilements, who have kilesas, who are doing kusalas, who are doing papas, evil things. So please come on up and then teach your precious Dhamma to all of these beings for the sake of opening up the, what do you call, the liberation from those hectic, messy sansaric lives. And then he started thinking about the kind of people that he wanted to teach. They were mostly his teachers, Bhargava, Alarakalara, Tukaramputra. They all had died by that time, right?
Bhante,
And
can I ask a question?
Brother Wu, can we keep continuing because there's a time to ask questions?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Keep your questions with you.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're going to go in different directions, right? The focus might be changed. Thank you for understanding. So then he knew that Alarakalara Muddhakaramputta died, passed away 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, and then he then found out 5 monks, 5 ascetics, Kondanya, Vappa, Bhattiya, Mahana, Asceti. This is how he thought that, okay, all right, I'm going to teach, Dhamma from them, from the 5 ascetics. So the Buddha was at Gaya, Bodh Gaya, and then he wanted to go to Varanasi, Benares, right, after many 100 kilometers from that point. So this is how the sutta, this is how he came to the temple called, Isipatanarama. This was in the suburb of Varanasi called. So now I have a question for you. When you think about this sutta, I think the first thing that you might probably come up with about this sutta is, in applying to your life, is that this is what I should practice. Is it correct? Is that correct? Like, this is what I am supposed to practice, even as late.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you can look at here, I have heard that on one occasion, the Blessed One was staying near Varanasi, in the deer park at Isipata. There he addressed a group of 5 monks. Then the Blessed One addressed the group of 5 monks, saying, there are 2 extremes, monks, that one who has gone forth into homelessness, so probably something to think about differently. Homelessness means, to the temple. Now, at that time, become a monk means that you're going from home to a homeless place. Now, when you become a monk, you're going from home to another home, like a house, like a building, right? You can't say that it is like a homeless situation. But anyways, you are going into a place that the worldly things are not anymore associated. So as you can clearly see here that the focus at bhikkhus or bhikkhunis, monks here, right? Now, a lot of people might think, okay, I have to give up all my pleasures. I have to give up all the other things in order to become a noble person, right? This is a misconception. So you have to understand that lay life and the pabbajja life, they are 2 different life. Don't mess it up. Okay. So if a monk is going to be spending his life as a nun, as a lay person, that is going to be a mess. If a devotee is going to be lay person is going to be spending his whole life as a monk or a nun, it's going to be a mess too, right? So we have to separate these 2 lives. They are 2 different focuses. So the idea here, even the focus here, what do you call that someone who has left the house, left his home, left her house, and became a monk, should never associate Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. That means, indulgence in sensual pleasures, or Atta-kilamatana, indulgence in self-mortification. And then such monks should or must look for the middle path. Means this is what the Buddha said. Okay. So now today we are heading into this number 4 and number 5 sections. This is only what we're gonna do today. This has a lot to discuss. So I would like to ask somebody here to read this part, starting from sensual indulgence. Who would like to read? Because you know that I have a part that I encourage everyone to get familiar with Pali, right? Okay. Who would like to read?
I can try, Bhante.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
If I mispronounce, please correct me.
Not a problem. Please go ahead.
Sure. So we start from number 4.
Probably you can go from sensual indulgence. So we can. This is something that I added, so you know that after this is what this is all about, right? Sensual indulgence.
Okay. So I read the Pali.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. Yo chayang Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. Hino gamo potujjaniko anariyo anattasamihito.
Okay, great. Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. Okay. Can everybody pronounce that? Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. How many words are there? How many separate words are here that have been combined together?
7.
Kāma is 1, Sukha is 1.
Okay.
Alika.
Allika is 1.
Is that what? I'm not so sure about this one.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yoga, I don't know the U and then
Anuyoga, not yoga.
Oh.
Anuyoga.
Okay, Anuyoga.
Anuyoga. So that's the difference. So Kāma. Yeah, I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain all that meaning. Kāma is the first word. Sukha is the second.
Yeah.
Allika is the third word. Anuyoga is the, so there are 4 words.
Okay.
combined together, because in Pali we know the language of Pali has been coming down to us orally. So everything in Pali, if possible, has been combined together by the Pali grammarians. Otherwise, you could have said Kama, Sukha, Allika. So it takes time. And it costs a lot, time wise, and then articulation wise. Okay, Kama. What is Kama? What does Kama mean? Anybody here? You should talk to me.
Kama is action.
What does Kama mean?
Action.
Probably I can't hear you. Kama means?
Action.
No.
No.
That is come. That is come. This is calm. Let's see the difference. I'm going to type for you.
Okay.
That's a very good one, actually, what you mentioned. Come means
Sensual.
action, but karma means, I would say, pleasure. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, pleasure. You could add sensual as well, because you can't find pleasure without senses, right? Through seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking. So these are the avenues that you find your pleasures. Now in Pali, there is a word called Kanta. The word Kanta, have you ever heard this word? In Pali,
No.
it's called
No.
Kanta. Kanta is woman. Kanta means woman. That means a woman is the source of pleasure. That is how the word is. Don't take it like word in a worldly way. It is derived from karma. Karma, right? Because Pali language has also been from the Indian, what you call the Vedic society in a way. So the woman has been sort of like discarded within the caste system, right? So Purusha is the man. Purusha is always like a symbol of the society. So anyways, Kama is pleasure. Now let's look for other words. Kama is pleasure. You could add sensual, definitely. Sukha. What is sukha?
In
Not
our
sukha.
yeah, in
Sukha.
Sukha is
Happiness.
happy.
Happiness.
Sukha means happiness.
Happiness.
Then Allika.
Allika.
Allik. That's a new word for it. Allika. What does Allika mean?
No, I don't know.
Another word to clinging. Clinging. Allika
Clinging.
means clinging.
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 Cling. Clinging.
Clinging. Clinging.
CLING.
INGY. Is it?
Yes.
CLINGY.
Allika. Let
NG.
me write for you.
Clicking.
Yeah. Clinging. Allika.
Allika.
Clinging.
CLING.
Then?
Cling. ING.
Clinging.
Yes.
Clinging on
Clinging. Hey.
Yes. Yes. That has been a very big word for you. Clinging. Okay.
Lika.
Then we have the word called Anuyoga. What does Anuyoga? What does yoga mean? Huh? What is yoga? Yoga is something that I go on some different days of a week. Hatha yoga, vinyasa. That is not the yoga here, This one is the yoga means, Anuyoga means according to the practice. That means, so here that means practice of. I would say Anuyoga means practice of practice of indulgence in, practice of clinging to the real means practice of clinging to the
sensual pleasure.
Okay,
Ah.
sensual pleasure. So if you have any clinging to sensual pleasure, that is the first thing that a monk or a nun who entered into the sasana should not look. Now, a lot of people had misunderstood this. Even when they take it to their normal life, you know how they take it? They think, okay, pleasures are all wrong. We can't have any pleasures, sense pleasures. So then, this is what this Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga means. That is incorrect. I think if you look for a lot of Buddhist books, even today I read a book, I don't want to tell the name of the book. You see the confusion that has been caused by the writers. It is because that they do not know the contextual meanings of the Pali. Now I'm going to take you to a different background introduction about the Kāma, okay, before we get into these Pali things. Huh? But let me read now. Yo chayang Kāmesu Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga hino gammo potujjaniko anariyu anatha sanghita. Okay, before we get into them, let me talk about Kāma in some details. Okay, where does Kāma come from? Where does Kāma come from in our teachings? Now, even before the Buddha was born, there was a very vibrant, solid, philosophical,
Don't like.
I would say, system that was in place in India. In Indian society, they have a belief that every human should pursue 4 things in order to be successful in his or her life. Anybody has any knowledge about it? Looks like no. Okay. The first one is Dharma. Second one is Artha. Third one is Kāma. Let me stop the sharing because we're going to come back here again. Fourth one is Moksha. Okay. So let me type them for you so we'll understand properly. Anuyoga means practice. Practice. Okay. So there are 4. Actually, they were said as 4 accomplishments in anybody's life in Indian society, even before Buddha was born in India. Number 1 is Dharma. Dharma means morality. Second, Artha. Artha means material wealth. That means finances. Huh? Then Kāma. Kāma means pleasures. Then Moksha. Moksha means liberation. Nibbana, or whatever the thing. Huh? There were many things that they suggested at that time. Okay, so these are the 4 accomplishments of anybody's life. That means some folks in India at that time, even probably today, according to Hinduism, there is a belief that if you are successful at the end of your life, you must have accomplished these 4 equally. Now, there is something interesting here. That is actually, you can see Kāma. Kāma means pleasures, right? Whatever the pleasures you are creating through seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, then touching and thinking. So you gather, you acquire, you create Kāmas through those channels. Huh? So they are under Kāma. Now, it is said in Hinduism, the Indian society at that time, that Kāma sorry, if somebody is going to only focus on karma and then just throwing away other three, dharma, artha, moksha, then that will be a wrong path. That means that life will not be accomplished. That means they believe that dharma, artha, kama, moksha, morality, material wealth, pleasures, liberation, they all have to be quiet, right? But keep in mind, they believe that material wealth is always preceded by morality. That means do not look for the money, do not look for your living without a certain basis of your ethical aspects of the life. Also, your pleasures should always be preceded by morality and material wealth, right? Now, even people look for good food, people look for good pleasures too. Is it wrong?
No, not wrong.
According to some people's ideas, right? So the idea here is that karma has to be found out for the lay people with dharma, artha, and moksha, right? But if somebody is only looking for karma, that is going to be a wrong path, according to them, right? That is a problem. Since they don't have any moral path, material wealth aspect, or liberation aspect. And but there are certain objections to that. It is said that karma is an obstacle to the moral life. Isn't it true? Is it true? Is karma a hindrance, or I would say an obstacle, problem to our moral life? It could be, but only when we do not manage our as lay people, not as monks. When you don't manage your morality, material wealth, and liberation. If you only look for the karma, definitely you will be stuck in your life, and it will cause lots of problems, suffering to you. But as lay people, you cannot completely go away from karma. To say that it's going to be a joke, because it's not going to work for all of you, right? So I want to warn you, when we discuss about Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta's contents about Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga, but we have to separate normal karma from the Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. Strictly deviated paths for monks and nuns. But for lay people, they should have access to their own, proper ways of acquiring their karma. That's why the Buddha said in the 5 precepts, he did not say you have to go away from karma. He said, do not look for wrong karma. Kāmesu micchāchārā veramani sikkhapadasa. Kāmesu micchāchārā, do not misbehave in the karma, but behave in karma. Isn't it? He said, Kāmesu micchāchārā. There is some achara, that means you can behave in karma, but not misbehave in karma. If you are married, then only look for karma from your spouse. Do not look it from other people. Do not break other people's relationship, which is a good idea, right? And if you have pleasures, if you like some pleasures with some food, you should have certain limits to that. Otherwise, you will get sick. Let's say you like eating a certain food, but if you don't have your own limits, you keep eating it every day, and after a certain time of your life, you get sick. So it is not only an advice for humans, but also an advice for the health of everything, right? So karma has to be understood properly. Out of these 4, dharma, artha, kama, which are the 4 accomplishments of the life of any Indian at that time, at the time of Buddhist time. When we look at these 4, the focus of these 4 can be changed according to the age. Let's say if somebody is a baby, like a small baby or a child, their focus could go into karma. depending on what they like at that time. If that person could be a young person, this could go towards Kama and Artha, because they want to look for money, good money, at the same time. If the person could be an old person, elderly person, it could be more focused on the fourth one, moksha, liberation. But I think this is might not be true to some, because every person has different focuses. So what I was trying to tell you is that at the time of the Buddha, these were the 4 ways how people pursued their life. So karma cannot be taken out. Even in your life, you can't live even a day without karma. I mean, you might say that I don't want to be with extreme karma, but you need some. You want to eat whatever the food you want to eat. You want to be with the people whom you want to be with. You want to talk to people whom you like to talk. If you talk to people whom you like every day, you will be like, you're gonna have a bad day or something. You have certain pleasures that you want to be with. Otherwise, you say, "Oh, I miss you so much, and I couldn't talk to you." Right? Why is it? Because you are stuck to certain karmas. It is not bad, but you should know the limits. If you know the limits, then everything is okay. But if you don't know the limits, everything is going to control. Now, in one of the Indian books, Sanskrit books, it says that farmers know that when they grow the crops, animals will come and eat. But just because the animal will come and eat, should they not? They should grow the crops. In the same way, we know the karma has dangers, right? But just because it has dangers, look at it in a healthy way. So look for healthy karmas in your moral, what we call ethical ways. That is okay. The Buddha is not hypocritic to reject those karmas, because lay people, they have their own. But for monks and nuns, they have their, like, because they have come from the home into a homeless life, like in that kind of unworldly life. That is why the Buddha said, do not look for the liberation. And the Buddha said, if you want to look for the liberation, Nibbana is not in the extreme clinging to pleasures or extreme clinging to. Now, how many people are there even in this society? They are forcing themselves to do a lot of good things. You don't have to force yourself. If you cannot meditate, don't meditate. Why you want to meditate? You find different ways to meditate. But let's say you cannot sit down and then stay for long, then try a different way. There are other ways to practice meditation. You can do walking meditation. You can be mindful while you're eating. Don't force yourself. Why you force yourself? Everybody is different. Even when you go to a classroom, do you think every child is same? No, they are differently learning. Their learning capacity is at a different pace. Then what about the spiritual perspective? Because now in a classroom, they have a textbook. There are certain illustrations, even though teachers cannot bring all children into one place. Then what about the spiritual stuff, sansaric stuff? Do you think can we prepare everybody at a certain place? No, I don't think it can. So we have to look at different ways for different. If you really want to practice, do force yourself. Right? Forcing means Atta-Kilamatana. Going extreme into pleasures means Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. So this is how we simply understand these both. But I now wanted to get into Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga in particular. Now let me ask you, what does Allika mean? Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. What does Allika mean?
Clinging.
Clinging. Allika means clinging. Now, do you think that everybody who is into karma can cling to karma? Not everybody, I guess.
Bhante, is it same as craving?
No,
Is it-
craving is
craving is
tanha.
Oh,
It is
tanha,
tanha.
yeah.
Clinging
Okay,
means upadana.
okay. Thank you.
It is upada. But this is an alternative word to upada. It doesn't say Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. You see, Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. Sukha-allika-anuyoga. That means if somebody has a clinging towards a calm, that is going to be a problem.
Okay.
I would say a small girl is trying to hug a teddy bear, trying to become one, giving a smile to you. Okay. Now teddy bear is with me, right? At the same time, like people think that when you have karma, you want to become one, right? You don't want to see the object. You want to have the object with you all the time, physically, mentally, emotionally. So, but the Buddha says that if you know the limits of this, if you draw the line between the greed and your calm, attachment. Now, certainly we have attachments at different levels, but if you bring your attachment to a greed, it's going to be a problem. Let's say if you are a spouse who is very jealous of your husband's friends or wife's friend, maybe you're overprotective, right? So you are trying to cause more trouble. You are not giving that person's freedom, right? I know there are some issues too behind all that, but we should not be greedy for anything, even for Dhamma, even for the temple, even for anything. Attachments can happen, but if you know the attachment, I am attached to my mom, I'm attached to my dad, I'm attached to my children, I'm attached to my this and that, but I don't have greed. I know that I had to leave in one day. I had to leave my money, I had to leave my everything one day. Then you have no greed at that. But a lot of people don't think even that. No, it's my money, my people, how come this can happen, right? Ingrained, hardwired about what they have, right? That's a different attachment and greed. But for a monk, attachment can be a problem. But for a layperson, they have certain attachments to their life. But unless they understand that the greed is a problem, then there could be no issues. But if they don't understand it, it's going to be a problem. Now, Dhamma folks, if you know Vishaka and other people who they had attachments, right? Isn't it? How many of you have studied about some of the very famous Sotapanna characters at the time of the Buddha? Vishaka is one of the very famous one, chief female devotee at the time of Buddha. She, even before she was married to a man, right? Vishaka was a Sotapanna before she was married to a man. Now, don't think that I'm trying to tell you that karma is okay, but look at how things go. Because Dhamma folks, if you just read some suttas, you won't understand the proper version for a layperson. You might understand monk version as the lay version. That would be a problem. Okay, should I practice this? The Buddha says, Buddha said to monks, nuns, not for me. So where is my practice? I have to find it out. So I'm going to tell you this in a way about karma. So Vishaka became a Sotapanna at an early age, and she was married to somebody, and then she got many grandchildren too. Now, what's the important thing here? When you attain Sotapanna, your sansaric life will be limited to 7 lives only. Maximum 7 lives only. Right? Mostly you will attain Nibbana in this life, or probably between this life and 6th life. But 7th would be 1 and 7th life. There won't be 8th life for a Sotapanna. Right? That is what we know. How do we know that? How do we know that Sotapanna will not be born after the 7th life? How do we know that? Anybody wants to guess about it?
Buddha say Sotapan only 7 life
No,
maximum
Now, how do we know that? Where is it mentioned?
in the suttas.
Part of our Sutta lessons. Huh? Where does it say that Sotapanna will not be born after 7th life?
Ratana Sutta, Bhante?
Ratana Sutta.
Oh, Ratana
This is a
Sutta.
past lesson, right?
Hmm.
How does it say in Ratana Sutta? Nati bhavang attamang adiyanti. See? Nati bhavang attamang adiyanti. Sotapanna person will not have 8 life. 8 life.
Oh.
Only 7. So the idea is that if somebody already attained Sotapanna, the sansaric life is already guaranteed to finish. So that is why I'm telling you, don't force yourself, right? Go but try to understand what is there for noble people too, right?
Oh, internet line is poor.
What do you call contents here? Okay. Now, Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga has been described. Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga, the pursuit of sensual happiness and sensual, I would say, the pursuit of the pursuit of clinging to the sensual happiness, right? There is a clinging to sensual happiness because every layperson has some sort of sensual pleasure, happiness. Otherwise, they can't live their worldly, sensual life. Because if everybody become monk, then who is going to take care of the monks? Huh? So good. That's going to be a big problem. That's why I'm telling you that don't look at it from one side. Everybody says you can become a monk, everything is okay, everything will be this whole world will be a heaven. Huh? Then who is going to take care of all these people? Work, somebody has to give food. Huh? Who's going to do all that? It's not going to happen. So we have to look at these two separate. So don't mess it up and live your own life. If you are a layperson, be a layperson. If you are a monk, be a monk. Don't mess it up. There are, as I said earlier, there are lay people who want to spend life as a monk. There are monks who want to live as lay people. Right? All these are hectic, crazy ways of spending life. Won't happen. Okay. So now let's see how the sensual, I would say, Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga has been described. He know this is low. Why is it low? He know. Now I told you this Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga is not recommended for monks and nuns who are looking for Nibbana. So, in terms of what kind of a group of people this is said as being low? Why it is low? Have you seen people who are into Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga in your life circles, in your societies? A lot of people, right? Sometimes it is not what they are looking for. They have made to be so. We have to be sympathetic and compassionate towards people's life, right? Sometimes they don't want to look for Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga, but because of their lifestyle, because of the environment that they are living in, because of their probably ignorance, probably cultural reasons, they have been made so. They are like that. So we have to be very compassionate. We should not say, these guys are into Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. It's about a very important aspect of everyone's life. So now my question is, why that Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga path, clinging into sensual pleasures, is low compared to the noble people? It is low because many people in this world, they are mostly into Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. That means it's a very, what kind of a path is that? It's a very regular, normal path. If somebody wants to look for karma, it's a very, right? That is why it is low, right? In terms of the normal path, because it's a very regular, easy path, right? Now, even to become a monk or a nun and to spend at least a month in a temple is very difficult for many of others, right? Because you are limiting yourself, you are limiting your life to spirituality, right? And so that means it is not easy for anybody to become monks. Not even that, it is not anybody to spend time as a monk after becoming. Right? Very difficult. Right? Very difficult. It is very difficult compared to normal people's life. That is why the normal people life could be, I would say, could be low in terms of, right? Actually, we can't say lay people's life is low. That is not a good way of saying that. Probably the Buddha meant that compared to the noble people's life, Arya's life, this worldly life is low. So that means the Buddha asked lay people, if you want to become monk one day, you can consider, because this is a higher life in spirituality. So you are truly happy with it. Right? Okay. He know. Then what's the second way of explaining Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga? Gammo. See, he know, and then Gammo. Gammo means vulgar.
Vulgar.
What does vulgar mean? Gammo. Gammo. It is not a noble practice. So just getting stuck with whatever the pictures or images of what you see, just getting stuck to whatever the songs that you hear, just getting stuck with whatever the smells you are smelling, just getting stuck with the taste of different tasty food that you are having on a daily basis, just getting stuck with the touch of a very comfortable, comfy bed and everything, and so and so forth. Just getting stuck with your mindset, your thoughts on a daily basis. It's a very easy thing, right? Everybody does that. Animals, humans, everybody does that. But not getting stuck to whatever you see every day, not getting stuck to whatever not getting stuck to the smells that you smell wherever you go, whether it's aromatic or not getting stuck to different tastes of the food, right? So how many of you probably doing a post-mortem of the food that you are having daily basis? Today it was very delicious, we're gonna go for this place. You're doing your post-mortem after having that food, probably the cook is not good, so much discussions going on, right? Not getting stuck to the different comfortable touch that you are having on a day. Oh, this bed is so comfortable. I really love sleeping here. That kind of a love seat, kind of a chair, that kind of a house, right? Right? Oh, that mindset, I love to be in that thought. That thought is so good to me, right? All these are very vulnerable thoughts to all of us. But not getting stuck to those things, that's difficult. That's why getting stuck in those are vulgar in terms of not getting stuck, not getting addicted, not getting stuck, not getting what you call not getting spent time on such things. Difficult. But if you could, it could at least give you some happiness. I mean, I'm not saying that you should because you are lay people. But if you think that your mind is always going towards abilities, these what you call temptation.
Oh. Oh,
Think
my internet line is poor.
So it's breaking up. It's not just your
Yeah. Oh, I thought my,
Bhante is also breaking up.
I can't hear certain breaking up here. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it's Bhante's line.
This line not our
So we cannot hear.
breaking up.
Fully.
Yeah.
Cannot see here fully.
okay.
Yeah. Now also
Is my line breaking up?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, Bhante, your line is breaking up. Sometimes we hear
Okay,
you, sometimes
okay.
we don't.
Give me a second. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Now can.
No. Now can, huh? Okay. How is it now?
It's
Same?
like breaking up now and then. Certain words we cannot hear.
Okay, okay. I hope
It's the
I
internet.
hope it should work now.
Break up again.
Okay, I'm going to change to a different network. Is it the same?
Try first. Sandeep. You speak
Yeah,
first.
is it the same?
Now it's okay, but sometimes we don't know what you say.
Okay, yeah. Is it better now?
Now we can hear. But later on we
Okay,
don't know
okay.
if we
So
can hear or not.
yeah, I changed the network.
Okay, okay,
So I
we
think
try
it
and
should
see.
be okay.
Good,
Okay.
Bhante.
Okay, great. Sorry about that. This is unexpected. Okay, so I was trying to tell you that it is very good if you are not caught up in our what you call vulnerabilities, temptations. So if you could give a chance not to get caught up in those, that will be very important for us to practice, especially here as lay people too, in a certain way. Do you hear me? Okay.
Yes, but yes, yes. Can hear you, Bhante.
Okay. Okay, good. So gammo means vulgar because it is vulgar in terms of the what we call roughness of the way how we look at them, because noble practice is not vulgar, because it is somewhere that you are not getting caught up. Okay, and next you're gonna see Gammo. Potujjaniko. Potujjaniko means wordly. So what does it
Wordly.
mean? Wordly mean
Things of this world.
this world. Yeah, what does wordly means?
Won't lead to liberation. Okay.
I'm sorry, Aliana?
Things that do not lead to liberation. Action that do not lead to liberation. Worldly.
Worldly simply means that it is in it. It all actually goes around this particular world that we are living in. It is not going beyond the world. That means what you call, it does not lead to Nibbana, noble path, right? So actions that won't lead to, yes, mostly, yeah. So Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga does not lead us to, especially as monks and nuns, does not lead them to, Nibbana. It is because it is worldly. It is not unworldly. What is the opposite of worldly? What's the opposite of worldly?
Otherworldly.
It's not. It's not
World.
otherworldly. What is the opposite of worldly?
Non-attachment. Is it non-attachment, Bhante?
Who wants to try?
What is it?
Sorry?
Non-worldly, can it be like non-attachment?
Bhante's line hang again.
Can
Not stable, your line. Eh? Dihan, brother. I was looking at Bhante and suddenly turn your face.
action that will lead to
Brother Brutus, you very
Yeah.
good. Worldly become unworldly.
Unworldly.
opposite.
Okay, how is the line now?
Your line is breaking
Is it better,
up.
right?
It's
Yeah.
like
Is it
think
is
not
it still break? Is it still breaking up?
yeah. Sometimes we hear you, sometimes we don't
Okay.
hear you.
Bhante, my answer was, is it non-attachment?
I think he cannot hear you.
That means it's not meant to be. The answer is wrong.
He's staring at you, sister.
No,
I
lah,
think Bhante cannot hear anything.
no connection. No connection.
Okay.
It is a
I heard what Hema said was non-attachment. No, worldly and unworldly, these are two things. Now, worldly means things that are normally regarded in this world. So Nibbana is not worldly. Nibbana is transcendental, going beyond the worldly perspective. Okay, so that is how we take it. So Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga is something that everybody practices. So it is worldly. That is why it is called worldly. So Noble Eightfold Path is not worldly. It is, you can't say it is unworldly. I would say transcendental. It is going beyond the world. Make sense?
Yeah, transcendental.
Can write, can you write for us? Bhante, can you write for us?
Transcendental.
Yeah, transcendental. I would write it here. Yeah. Okay. Type for you. Transcendental starts from say okay. If there is a spelling error, so please
Transcendental.
look for it on Google too. Okay.
But
Okay. So it is transcendent. It is not. It is not worldly. All right.
not worldly, yeah.
And then Potujaniku. Now, who is a Potujaniku? Now we have to go with Potujaniku. Now this is called worldly. If I ask you what does Potujaniku means? Potujaniku.
It means human, right? It means man, people. Potujan.
Yeah. Who is a Potujaniku?
Householder. Putujana.
Potujaniku. It is said.
It is the householder.
Householder? Huh?
Putujana. No.
Yeah,
Putu is-
Putujana householder.
Potujana householder? No, that is Gahapati Putta. Gahapati Putta is household. We discuss in Singalore.
Yeah.
Who is a Putujana?
Lay person.
Lay person.
No. A person is what do you call? Gahapati. Gahapati.
Gahapati.
Who is a Putujana? Anybody who has not attained
Nibbana.
spiritual attainment. Putujana. Putu means change. Jana means those people who change everything all the time. They are Putujanas. Now, most of us are Putujanas, right? So, Putujanika means Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga is a business of them. It's a matter of them, right? They change their even worldly things, right? All the time they change what they want, what they like, right? Do Aryas change their things all the time? No. Aryas never change anything. But once they get to the path, they never change anything. How about you? You may change.
Yes,
Oh,
of
today
course.
I'm very lazy. I don't wanna practice meditation. So lazy today. Today I'm not gonna give dana because maybe I'm not gonna read Dhamma books today because you change. Because you have other commitments. You may say you have other commitments. Yes, you may have commitments. But the problem is that lay people cannot hold on to, mostly, there may be some lay people who can, but mostly they cannot they cannot stick to this practice consistently all the way because they have other things that can come as priorities. Dihan, you have a question? Yeah. Dihan, I cannot hear you. I don't know. It is my problem. Yeah.
Explain this
My internet problem.
meaning again, breaking how it's joining and several words and getting the meaning.
You mean Potujjaniko? Okay. So Potujjaniko comes from Putajjana. I would say Potujjana. Potujjana Iko. Iko means part of them. Part of them. Part of them means it is part of the people who have not attained into spiritual attainments, right? Actually, if you are into spiritual attainments, you are not looking for Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. You may look for Kama, but you are not looking for Kāmasukhallikhāna. Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga means that you are looking for Kāma as what do you call clinging. You are clinging into Kāma. Clinging into Kāma is not a good idea, right? Because it really takes us away from our path. Yeah, make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Tuchanko is that. Then anariyo means ignoble. What does anariyo mean?
Ignoble.
Ignoble. That means it is not noble. The path of what you call the Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga is not a noble path. Why it is not noble? Because it takes you away from the noble path. Now I want to again ask you, what does Kāma and Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga mean? What does Kāma? We started the discussion with Kāma, and then we also talk about Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga, right? So what does Kāma and Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga, what do actually Kāma and Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga mean? So there are two different things, right? Lay people can look for Kāma, healthy Kāma, but not what you call extremes of Kāma. Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga is a problem to a layperson, right? Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga means that somebody is
Clinging to some
clinging
pleasure,
to
to
Kāma,
some
which
pleasure.
is not a, sorry, yeah,
Clinging,
allika. We said allika. Allika means clinging. Don't cling to
clinging.
your Kāma. Yeah, clinging is a problem. You may practice healthy Kāma as lay people. So, what does differ? I mean, how do we understand the Kāma and Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga? The difference between Kāma and Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. Anybody wants to guess?
Karma is the noun.
Yeah.
The pleasure. Karma is a noun. It's a pleasure. Sukhallikhānu is the work, the action of going after the pleasure. You say the pursuit of sensual happiness. So pursuit is the activity. I mean, no. It's now. It's activity. The Sukhallikho is the action. The action that makes you go after the pleasure. Is that right?
I think I also have a response here in the chat. Yeah, the difference is the clinging part. So clinging to happiness. So the clinging to pleasures and not clinging to pleasures. So that means you can experience what you call pleasures without clinging to pleasures, right? That is okay as a layperson, right?
No,
But if some
doesn't it mean that sometimes you cling to pleasure, sometimes you don't. You don't mean that?
Yeah, it can happen. Definitely a lot of people, they cling to pleasures. When they know that this is what they want, they may cling to their pleasures, right? That is a problem. That is what we call by Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. But what do you call, if somebody as a layperson can develop a practice that I experience my Kāma, but without clinging, that is a healthy practice for a layperson, right? That is how we understand Kāma and Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. Okay, so anariyo means that the practice is ignoble. Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga is an ignoble practice. So now we coming to the last part of the description of the Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. Let's see it on the screen. Anatta Sanghito. Anatta Sanghito. Now let's look for what does Anatta Sanghito means. Okay, how do we separate this word? Anatta Sanghito. Atta means goal. What is the goal of our life? Especially as the monk and nun, what is the goal of their life? To
Nirvana.
attain
Nirvana.
Nibbana. So it says anatta. That means not atta.
Not
That means it is going against their goal. Anatta Sanghito. That means Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga leads to deviates from the goal that a monk and nun have in on their path to attain Nibbana. Okay, so yochayang kāmesu Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga means, which is this, the pursuit of sensual happiness that is connected to clinging, which is low, vulgar, worldly, ignoble, and not connected with the goal. So, in short, what you need to understand here is that Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga means, I would say, clinging to sensual pleasures is the extreme that the Buddha declined, Buddha rejected for anyone who wants to pursue the path to Nibbana. Now, normally in the Buddhist practice, a lot of people know that, probably a lot of people not even know that but also they avoid pleasures. But their pitfall is mostly Atta-Kilamatthana. Have you ever seen that? Their pitfall is Atta-Kilamatthana-yoga. The reason is that in Atta-Kilamatthana-yoga, what is seen is that they force themselves a lot. Okay? They force themselves into a lot of pain. Okay? Now, this is what we see in the Jainism. They do a lot of harm to their body. They suffer a lot. They think that the more they suffer, the closer they are to the Nibbana or whatever their liberation. So that is to the next week. But today we're going to end our discussion, leaving the Q&A, saying that the Buddha said, if you are overly, I would say, not attached, overly clung, you are clung to, you have lots of clinging to karma, that is going to be a problem to the practice of Noble Eightfold Path. So just take that into your mind. It doesn't mean that you cannot practice karma, you cannot experience karma, but if you are very much into karma, right? If you have high karma, in short word, if you have high karma, then you will never be able to practice the Noble Eightfold Path. If you have normal karma, it's okay, because you know what it is. You know where you should stop, right? You know where to stop. You know where to end it, where to pause it, where to limit it. But if you don't have the limit, if you don't know how to stop it, sometimes there are people, they know I should have a limit, but they cannot make it. Today, there are people, today I'm going to have some drinks, but I know it is not good to have drinks, but they cannot control themselves. Why is it? Because they don't know how to have a limit on them. This is about the food, the beverages. What about
obsession?
obsessions? That's a good word. Infatuation, obsession, temptation. I'm not saying they are bad,
but too much of it.
My thought is
Obsessed.
they are not very dangerous, but they could be dangerous to you, right? But it's a self-choice. Let's say if you don't know the limits and if you don't know how to control yourself, if you don't know how to stop it, how to
Limit.
make the limits, make
Limit.
the limit, then you are running into a very dangerous area.
Mm.
It's like that you are it is just as you are driving on a highway, you almost going to sleep while you are driving. What's going to happen to you? In a
Get into
moment
the
of time, you are running
accident.
into a very serious accident. And you are not only getting an accident, you are causing other people to die on the highway, right? It's like that. But driving is okay, driving on a highway. What is that you sleep while driving? It is the problem. Driving is not the problem. Karma is not the problem. It is how you experience the problem. Right? So we have to understand. But the people who misunderstood this say, hey, don't practice any karma, don't go to any karma, right? Don't run into any karma. Karma is very bad. That's going to be a very impractical, unpractical idea, which is, I think, if you see a lot of, I don't say the names or the books or whatever, the people, if you normally watch most of the Dhamma things from many people, they are strictly rejecting karma, which is un-Buddhist. Buddha never rejected karma. For the monks, yes. For the monks, the Buddha said, yes, you have to definitely get into the Noble Eightfold. Yes. So karma is a problem to you. But for the lay people, no. My question is, why do we teach what is only relevant to a monk to lay people? Asking them to practice, this is the only way to. Unless you want to become a monk or a nun. Right? So we have to separate. But for lay people, what I'm saying is, what you have to learn from Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga is never ever cling to your karmas. Clinging is very bad. So that is the lesson that you learn today. Right? Practice
So
karma.
that means you can enjoy little lessons in life lah. Can Bhante? A little bit can. For example,
Yes.
Bhante. For
That's going to
example,
be
I say,
no. That's
I
a
like to
serious
drink.
statement. Like,
For example,
no.
I like to
That
drink.
is not. Yeah, Brother Wu, that is not how we have to take it. It is not that we can do little. It is not the way we can do little.
Correct.
I mean, what you have to understand here is that something very interesting, something very careful. Okay, everybody's karma is very different.
Okay.
It is a very different, very private kind of thing. But basically, you all like to listen to people that you like, see people or see things that you like, smell the food or smell things, and then taste, and then touch, and then the sort of thoughts. What I'm telling you is that do not bring your different specific individualistic karmas into a dangerous zone where you are going to be a culprit in your own.
Meaning that we don't overly do it.
Overdo it. Don't
Overly do it.
Do not take your karmas into a very dangerous zone. So it is a very what do you call
correct.
personal,
Right.
individual thing
Correct.
to understand. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So any questions about today's discussion?
Discussion.
Bhante, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Bhante?
Can you give me a second? Yeah, give me a second.
Okay, great.
Yeah, Bhante, I want to know the meaning of this samhito, the anatta samhito. Anatta means to go against this. Then what is the meaning of samhito? Only if we take this samhito, what is the meaning?
Okay, atta means goal. Atta means goal. Let me type for you. Atta means goal. That means here Nibbana. Okay. Now Anatta means it is not the goal of Nibbana. Okay. And Sanghito means association. Okay, associate. That means Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga does not associate the goal of Nibbana. Now, some people misinterpret this idea. They say, our destination is Nibbana. Nibbana is not a destination. Right? If Nibbana is a destination, it's going to be a eternal, it's a place that you are going into. Nibbana is a transformation where you change your thoughts, right? So the moment you properly, accurately change your thoughts into that higher level of the wholesome thoughts, that will be the Nibbana. So Nibbana is not a place that you are going into and going towards, right? If Nibbana is a place, then it is not impermanent. It's going to be a permanent state. Then that is un-Buddhist. In Buddhism, we cannot have any permanent states of mind. Nibbana is a transformation. Yeah. Any other questions?
Anicca.
Everything is anicca. It doesn't mean Nibbana is change. The concept of Nibbana should not be taken as a permanent state of mind, right? What do you call that transformation is what you call long lasting, that is the end, but we don't take it as a permanent place, because then it goes against with the anicca concept. Okay, any other questions?
Bhante, again, sorry, I couldn't get clearly that Putajjana ko, then Putat, what is the meaning of Putaj? And Jana means, can you explain it again?
Okay. Okay, so this word we have to separate. Potujjaniko, Potujjana plus Ika. Okay, the word Potujjaniko has to be separated. Potujjana means we call him wordling. That means anyone who has not attained Nibbana. Okay, Potujjana means anyone who has not attained Nibbana. Now, Ika means what you call related to or relating to. It is a secondary derivative. Ika. So now Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga is a business of a Potujjana, related to a Potujjana. Noble people don't practice Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga, right? They don't practice Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. So it is not related to it is related to the wordlings, Potujjanas. So who are we? Are we Arya Savakas or are we Potujjanikas? Who are we? If you haven't attained Nibbana, so you automatically become a Potujjana. We are not Arya Savakas. Potujjana. But don't call your other fellow people, you are a Potujjana like me. They will turn into a very different set of mind. How come you call me like a Potujjana? Okay. Any other questions?
Bhante.
Yeah. Brother Wu, let's give a chance to other people and I will come to you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for understanding. Anybody else? who has questions?
Okay, Bhante, just now, Atta is a goal. The goal is
Okay.
Nibbana, right? Or is Nibbana is a transcendental is a journey, is a transcendental experience, or is a goal? For
Not
Nibbana.
exactly.
For
Now
Nibbana, I thought it's the
here,
state of mind.
now Hema, here's the thing. Now this is being said to the monks. Having the pre-understanding, pre-thought that the monks and nuns are supposed to have their goal as Nibbana. Their goal is Nibbana. So their Atta is Nibbana. Definitely. So the Buddha says, if you monks and nuns going to practice Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga, it is not going to be your goal. It is going to be your anatta. It is not your goal.
Yeah.
So this Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga then will be associating with your goal, right? It's not gonna be your goal then. You cannot practice Noble Eightfold Path if you have some relevance to Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga. So Atta means goal here in particular for Nibbana.
Okay. Bhante is
So what you
meant for
need-
the monk and nuns.
Definitely. Now, if you go back again, Dhamma folks here, let me show you again. See here, a lot of people don't know here.
What is
Eva
that?
ekang samayam bhagava savat Varanasiyang
Bhante, we
viharati
can't
is-
see. Okay, which one? Sorry.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Now we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see. Which one?
Can you see my screen?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Ekang samayam bhagavas Varanasiyang. This is how the sutta is started, right? Megadaye tatrako bhagava panchavagye bhikkhu
Oh.
amantesi. Now the Buddha is talking to 5 monks. Atako bhagava panchavagye bhikkhu. Then Buddha addressing the monks. What does he say? Dve me bhikkave monks. Dve me anta pabbajitena sevitappa. There are 2 extremes. That pabbajitena, that means those people who have become monks should not seek. Does Buddha say about the lay people? Should lay people not look for these 2 ways? No. This is the problem that a lot of people don't understand. These are there are 2 extreme monks or nuns. That one who has gone forth into homelessness. Pabbajitena
read it now.
nasevitappa. Okay. So Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga and Atta-Kilamatha-Nuyoga, and it will come to Majjhima Patipada after. Right? Does it make sense?
Yeah, the first 5 altogether means connected with the goal. Connected with the goal. For those who are connected with the goal, then this is the instructions for them.
Now here, the Buddha knows that the 5 ascetics, Kondanya, Vappabaddiya, Mahanama, Assaji, they don't practice Kāmasukhallikhānuyoga because they are the ones who told the Buddha that if you want to become the Buddha, practice extreme, painful things.
Oh,
Right? The Buddha knows that they don't practice it. But Buddha wanted to tell them, just like you are on one kind of extreme end, giving a lot of pain to your body, there's another end that there are other people who are giving lots of happiness, extreme happinesses to them, who think that this will take them to Nibbana. Buddha says that is also wrong. What you do is also wrong. So you have to find the middle path. That is how the Buddha talks to 5 ascetics at the beginning.
So,
So
Bhante,
Atta
can I
means Nibbana.
Okay, Bhante, can I conclude that today's lessons is talking about the extreme of the other side on the pleasure, and next week is on the modification, self-modification, is it?
Yes, you are correct. Yeah.
And then the ascetic, they are monks also. I didn't know. I thought they are just ascetic.
It's a very good question. It's a,
I thought,
how come does the Buddha talk to 5 ascetics in the name of monks?
yes.
Very interesting. Because now the Buddha just landed, went into this Migadayasipatana. They were not properly ordained also. Nobody
Yes.
ordained them. They
That's
were
right.
just ascetics,
Yes.
going here and there.
Yes.
Why do Buddha call them Bhikkhave? Bhikkhave means somebody who became, who left the house, home, and then went to the forest looking for Nibbana. Is Nibbana originally a Buddhist word? Concept?
Mm.
No, it's a Hindu concept. Nirvana, it's a Hindu concept. They said,
Mm.
Hindu people said, when you pass away, when you die, yourself in the body, merging with the self of the Brahma. These two self, that is Nirvana. Okay, but the Buddha said Nirvana does not happen that way. It's not an automatic thing. Nirvana means there is a path to attain Nibbana. So Buddha calls any ascetic in the name of Bhikkhave, because Buddha started ordaining lay people as monks in a proper way after a long time of his early period. But even before he started that journey, he called ascetics as Bhikkhave, because he considered them who were looking for Nibbana. That is why he called them Bhikkhave. But they were not properly ordained monks like today. That is what we have to understand.
Okay. Thank you, Bhante.
Mhm.
Thank you. Okay, clear.
Okay, any other questions? Otherwise, we have a question from Wu. Let's wait for other people. Okay, Wu, please go ahead.
Okay, Bhante. Question, because I cannot satisfactorily answer it. So I hope, Bhante, you help me with this. Because when the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, before it was preached by the Buddha, in the story it says that the Buddha, after his enlightenment, he thinks the Dhamma is too difficult for people to understand. But the Sahampati come and tell him there are people with little dust in their eyes can understand. So the argument is, if the Buddha is already enlightened, how come he doesn't know something Sahampati knows? Why he needs Sahampati to tell him there are people who have little dust in their eyes? Don't know it, he's enlightened. So I cannot think of a satisfactory answer for this one. But you hear me or not?
Yes.
You
Yes,
hear
brother.
the Bhante?
Yes, brother, I heard.
So
Yeah,
Bhante,
I'm very sorry about the connection issue here. I'm very unexpected. I thought the connection would go
Okay.
well. Can you please summarize your question, Brother Wu?
Maybe you write it down, brother. Your
too hard
down.
to write it down. I explain again now. See, before after the Buddha attained the enlightenment, he didn't want to teach the Dhamma because he thinks people are not ready to understand it. But the Sahampati came down and tell him there are some people who can understand it. So the
Yes.
question is, why is it a Buddha having been enlightened doesn't know something the Sahampati knows and needs the Sahampati to learn? So who is the higher expert?
Okay.
By
Yeah.
right, the Bhante, the Buddha should be able to see this.
Yeah. A great.
So
I mean, I mean, just as I question about it, just as I, ponder about it, you also question about it. It's very good. Wu, I think I have two thoughts about it. One thought is, I think the historical things that we learn about these things, they come from the writings of, or probably the oral text or writings of the monks, who probably wanted to give some sacredness, that Buddha did not just go on himself. So he was waiting for somebody. Now, there are people doing this too, right? Now, this is not the Buddha story, how they were made actually, why I'm going to talk to that person? I'm just waiting here, let them invite me to go there, right? This is kind of a normal context where people think. I think it is mostly, one of my thoughts is that probably this was how, the story was formed by the monks at a later time. That is one thought. Second is probably Sahampati Brahma is the what do you call the certain important person in this whole world, because he's higher than the devas. So probably he was waiting till he comes and make a formal invitation. So these two thoughts can still work. So we don't know what can really works well. But if Buddha knows everything, this could be a problem. Definitely. Why not? Because he could have decided by himself what to do. Because after he started, he did not consult Sahampati Brahma for other things, right? Right. So I think it may be due to what we know from the books, or probably the Buddha really wanted somebody to invite, because that would be nicer to start his Dhamma teachings with an invitation. Make sense?
Makes sense, but not very satisfactory. Not satisfactory because everything we know about the Buddha Dhamma comes from the Buddha. This means come from the suttas, isn't it? It comes from the suttas. So what the Buddha tells us in the sutta is the actual thing. So why didn't any sutta says that this thing happened because of Sahampati came down? Is this stated in any suttas? So it was not. Then it is not the Buddha's words.
It looks to me you are practicing. Brother Wu, I think it looks to me that you are totally depending on the suttas to understand Buddhism.
Yes,
that is not going to be a good thing. Suttas,
not a good thing. I thought it's a good thing.
Come down centuries. Okay, so there are a lot of things that we can learn, and then really they help us to practice. But there are certain things that can give us some confusion, because these were coming orally and then become textualized, became text.
Well, I suppose that is the answer. Anyway.
Wait a while, Bhante is reconnecting, brother.
I think connection.
Yeah, Bhante is
again,
reconnecting.
this happens. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear.
So what I have been explaining to you is that, Brother Boo, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. It seems to me that you are totally depending your practice on the suttas, which is not a good idea, because suttas really help us to practice. But suttas are things that are coming to us from many centuries through different various what you call channels, right? So there are certainly very important things that they really.
Oh, yeah.
Today the line's not so good for Bhante.
Yeah, the line is not so good.
First
It's a
time.
very-
First time,
Actually,
brothers.
I like to add to brother hosting
Okay.
according to my knowledge, right? Can you hear me?
Oh, Bhante
Yes,
is
yes.
back. Bhante is
Yeah.
back. Okay.
It's,
No.
it's connected.
Yeah, because now according to my knowledge, then actually Bhante explained it. Now, for example, if when the Buddha enlightened, if he want, he could live 1,000 years, 10,000 years, or many years if he want, right? But he has disconnected all the attachment. So actually, he doesn't want to live for long period. Actually, if the Ananda Thero invited to Buddha live for 10,000 years, actually we could also see the Buddha, right? But according to my knowledge, I don't know, please rectify me, Bhante, then if the Mara didn't allow to Bhante Ananda to invite Buddha to live for 10,000 years or 20,000 years or something, right? So, because he's got everything but not attached to all these things, so he's full free. So, according to like that same thing, then if he wanted, he couldn't give this Dhamma to other people and he can feel this thing. But because of that, this Brahma invited, okay, these people need your support and please. That's the thing. Thank you.
Mhm. Can you hear me? Can all of you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think my connection is going up and down. I better, probably end the session from this
Yeah.
point because I want to discuss this with a good connection because I'm still
Yeah.
traveling. So I'll be back
okay.
home by next week. So my connection will be
Oh.
very good. So I don't want
Okay.
to get into a lot of philosophical discussions with this,
Okay.
low connection. That's
Yes.
really bad.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't
Okay.
hear me sometimes, and I feel bad that I can't properly
Okay. Understand.
capture
Okay.
the essence of that. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I will definitely answer Brother Wu's question, but what I can say is that Brother Wu and all the others, teaching wise, we have lots of help from the suttas. But about the historical account, there are a lot of things we need to discuss. Think about it. But for me, I understand because these things have been coming down to us for many centuries.
Yeah.
There are certain things that look to us a bit, problematic, right? So don't be dissatisfied because everything is a dissatisfaction to us, right? The Buddha said, what lies us in the world is dukkha.
Dukkha.
So do not think that you are not satisfied about anything,
Yeah.
right? So don't go that way, everything is a
Characteristic, yeah.
dissatisfaction to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Buddha said
And
the whole world is on dukkha. Buddha said. So what about his
dukkha.
teachings? What about his
And
teachings? Right? If you
anicca.
want to learn his teachings, they are also on the dukkha. That is why we are learning.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
do not think that Tipitaka is a set of we have all the answers from the Tipitaka. This is where we're going to solve all. No, that's not going to work because we are in the
Yeah.
21st century.
Yeah.
Look at
Well,
them in a
that's
certain
2000
way.
over years
But
ago.
Tipitaka is a handbook. Tipitaka is a handbook. Definitely we have
Okay.
lots of help, but there are certain things. Don't be worried about it because I
Oh.
think whatever we have from the books can be still enough, for us to practice.
Okay.
Like recently I was doing an interview with someone, a professor in a couple months ago in Atlanta about the ancient mythical king called Ravana in Sri Lanka. Okay. One of the first question, what I got to the professor was, did you live in Sri Lanka? How do we prove? How do we prove such things? They are really difficult to prove, right? But what we can say is that from the books or if possible from the archaeological things. So even these historical things whether something or whether invited, whether Buddha was waiting for him. All these were historical things that we know in some books, right? So, so now you take that as a very accurate one, and you take the other one also accurate one. So we don't know how true are they historical. But Dhamma is very, I can say it's more accurate, what we see as the context of the Dhamma. Maybe some issues with the historical accounts. Okay, great. So we're going to go to the transference of merits now in this situation.
Yeah.
And if you have other questions, I think Tihan made a question. We can discuss that definitely next week. Please keep that question, Tihan, for next week if you are
Bhante, I would
joining.
like to
And
inform
even
that there's no question from Facebook.
okay, great. But if you have any other questions that we could not answer because of the low connection, please save them for next week. Definitely, we're going to be having a good connection and then ask, reply to those questions. Sorry for the internet connection for this week. It's very unexpected. I'm outside from where I am. Okay, so we're going to be transferring all the good karmas to the other relatives who passed away in the name of all of us. May all the departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of us be able to receive all these good karmas which we have been accumulating in all these ways. If the departed people were reborn already in painful states of life, may they be able to switch to a better life. If they are already in a comfortable, happy life, may they be able to learn, practice more Dhamma, and then finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Let's recite the stanzas. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita
Hontu
natayo.
natayo.
Idam me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu
Hontu
natayo.
natayo.
Idam me
Idam
nyati nang
nang
hotu
hotu sukita hontu
sukita hontu natayo. May all the good karmas be shared by all the devas, nagas, and mahitikas. May devas, nagas, mahitikas be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of you, your family members, everybody that you know, even who could not join today for whatever their busy reasons. May Deva, Naga, Mahitika bless you, protect you for good health, quality of life, prosperity, safety, and all the good things. May Deva, Naga, Mahitika also finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavatacha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabbasang patti sindhya. Ittavatacha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbasang patti sindhya. Ittavatacha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabbasang patti sindhya. Akasatthacha bhummatta devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu lokasasanam. Akasatthacha bhummatta devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu desanam. Akasatthacha bhummatta devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu mang paranti. May we be in the company of Kalyana Mittas, noble friends, not in the company of friends, till we attain Nibbana. Our practice is always deepened, enhanced by the constant, consistent association with the Kalyana Mittas. They do help us. So, thinking thus, we're going to make this wish to Imina Punya Kammena Mami bala samagamu satang samagamu hotu yava nibbana pattiya. Finally, may all the good karmas which we've been accumulating in all these ways be helpful, supportive for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silis nichang vaddha pachayino chattaru dhamma vadhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so that's the end of our
Okay.
session, Sutta discussion session 51 for today.
Thank
Hopefully
you
we're
very
gonna
much.
be
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you very much,
Good night,
Bhante.
Bhante. Good
have a
night,
good
brothers and
night,
sisters.
everyone.